The Shure SM7B is my favorite microphone for voiceover work for video. And honestly, it just sounds perfect when it comes to a lot of work overall. And that's why you'll find this microphone in a lot of studios, live streams, or podcasts. But the thing is, the SM7B costs $400. And that's just including the microphone. That's not including any stands or any extra cables. Meanwhile, the Fifine K688CT comes in around $100. And that comes with the microphone, a boom arm, and a cable. Literally everything you need to get started. So the crazy part is, not everyone has $400 or $500 to spend on a microphone. Also, if you want to pick up this microphone, link in the description where you can pick it up for yourself at no extra cost to you. In my personal opinion, I think this is a really great deal. So how does it actually compare to my favorite microphone that I love using for video, voiceover work? And you guys do know I do have a Norman U87, which I do still love for like recording vocals for songs and stuff like that. But when it comes to just doing video and voiceover work, I do prefer the SM7B because it gets you that sound that you're looking for voiceover and video work just a lot quicker without doing a lot of editing. So with the $100 package of getting the whole shebang that you need to get started, how does it compare to this $400 microphone? And side note, I do have the microphone, the SM7B, plugged into the Neve 1073 and the distressor compressor. So you're hearing the best possible top quality that you will get in the best scenario that you had all this set up in your own home studio. And now what I'm going to be doing is switching out the microphone so you can hear the difference, and let me know if you prefer the SM7B or the K688CT plugged into my Neve 1073 and distressor compressor and going directly into my camera, which is the FX3. So the sound is going directly into the camera right now. So you're hearing what this quality would sound like if you're using this scenario, which is pretty much like a podcast scenario where you're talking about some things or something like that. So you're hearing the quality, and let me know what you think in the comments. As far as the build quality, what I definitely noticed was that it definitely felt like you're spending $100 for sure. Like, I'm going to be honest, it doesn't feel like the SM7B where this microphone feels very heavy and sturdy. Like if you hit somebody with this, like you're probably going to knock them out. Versus with the K688CT, this thing, I'm not going to lie, it feels pretty lightweight. If you threw this at somebody, it wouldn't knock them out. Like it'll probably hurt. Overall, I think it does affect the sound quality as well. Let me know in the comments, do you prefer this microphone over the SM7B? Now the SM7B is a legendary microphone at the end of the day. Michael Jackson used it on a lot of his songs. Countless podcasters rely on it, and streamers as well. They trust this microphone. You can see it in a lot of their videos. And overall, I think that the SM7B just has this warmness that you just can't find in a lot of microphones that just goes perfect for certain scenarios. But don't get me wrong, there are some cons when getting the SM7B. When you get the microphone, it's literally just the microphone. It doesn't come with any cables. It doesn't come with anything else that you may need to get started. So you're going to have to spend additional money to get a whole setup process to get started. So your $400 purchase can easily turn into like a $600 or $700 purchase at the end of the day. Now, with my experience with the K688CT, the audio feels a little bit more midward focused, and that's not a bad thing. Depending on your vocal, that could be a good thing, and it's all a personal preference. You may prefer this style over a different microphone that does have a little bit more bass. But at the end of the day, I don't think this is a bad sounding microphone in my opinion, especially if you're on a budget and you just want to get started. This is a decent setup. I'm currently using the arm that it comes with right now, and it does feel pretty cheap. I'm not gonna lie to you, it doesn't feel like a very sturdy product. Like if you wanted to bend this arm, you could definitely do it for sure if you put a lot of pressure to it. And when you're spending $100, you're getting the microphone, the boom arm, and it also comes with this stand that you can mount onto a desk, which is a pretty easy setup. And you're also getting a USB cable because this microphone can connect to a computer via USB. So if you don't even have like an audio interface, which you typically need for like an audio setup, you could basically skip that whole process and just use the microphone directly into your computer. So now what I'll just show you is a quick little sound test of this microphone with no extra effects, with the EQ on my preamp turned off and the settings on my compressor bypassed, so you can just hear the raw microphone at the moment, and this is just what it sounds like. And let me know in the comments, you know, what you prefer, this microphone over the SM7B. Let me just plug in the SM7B real quick. So now I have the SM7B plugged in, and let me know in the comments, same settings, nothing changed. One thing I did notice is that with the K688CT, the volumes were a little bit hotter. You know, it did jump out a little bit more. I'm not sure if it's because of the mid-forward sound versus with the SM7B, you could definitely feel that low bottom end. That right there is probably my favorite thing about this microphone I just don't find in other microphones. I don't feel like the K688CT sounds better than the SM7B, but that's just my personal opinion. However, it is a great option if it is $100 that is your budget. And now with the K688CT plugged back in, you can hear the sound quality difference between the SM7B, and it's not bad. You know what I'm saying? It sounds pretty good. Now, another thing I want to show you is that they do have another microphone called the Tank 3, which is a really great option as well, and it's also pretty cheap as well. However, in my opinion, I'm not gonna lie, I really do like the build quality of this microphone versus the K688CT. However, you know, this is a better package overall. If you just want to get started, definitely go with the K688CT. However, if you want a different microphone, they do have another option, which is the Tank 3, and I'll just plug this in as well just to show you the sound quality difference, just so you're aware. All right, so here is the quality of the Tank 3, and I'm not gonna lie, in my opinion, I do like the Tank 3 a lot better than the K688CT. However, this microphone as well, you could also plug in with USB-C if you don't have an interface, and it has a headphone jack where you can plug in a headphone so you can hear exactly what you're saying in the microphone, just like with the K688CT. And they both have knobs as well to turn up and down the volumes on the microphone and how loud you're hearing it as well, just monitoring yourself. However, I really just like the quality of this microphone. I'm not gonna lie, the Tank 3 is a solid microphone. I'm not gonna lie. Let me know if you guys want me to do a giveaway of this microphone or not. So now I have the K688CT plugged in, and let me know in the comments, which one do you think you prefer to get overall? At the end of the day, less than about $100, you're getting a full package here that sounds decent overall at the end of the day. If you are building a professional, perfect studio, everything tip-top shape, the SM7B is the perfect option, I'm not gonna lie. However, if you are on a budget, this right here is just hard to beat. The SM7B will always be legendary, but the K688CT just shows that there are really great budget options that pack a huge punch. Let me know what other videos you guys want to see on this channel. Make sure you add me on Instagram, TikTok, and X. And YouTube says this video right here is perfect for you. For some reason, the algorithm knows you've been watching this type of style of videos, and they feel like you will really love this style of video right here. I promise you. I don't know why. I don't know. You just gotta check it out.